All right, let's jump right into this rigorous and meticulously detailed explainer. Today, we are unpacking the absolute peak of the Prism of Odysseys framework. We're going to conduct a complete deep dive analysis into the final canonical position of this incredible work, specifically zooming in on extension 36. So we are moving way beyond the basic mapping and entering the realm of ultimate transmission, full coherence, and the sovereign operator. And this axiom right here, it sets our entire foundation for this analysis. As the source text explicitly points out, understanding is really just a side effect. The primary goal is total reconfiguration. The prism isn't just some theoretical map meant to be studied in a classroom, you know? It's a structural reality that actually has to be crossed. And crossing it means fundamentally changing how you interact with the world around you. Section 1. The Human Biosoftware Integrated Systems. Let's start by looking at the human organism through this specific lens. To really get this, we absolutely have to stop viewing the body as just a mechanical object. The prism demands that we see it as a highly advanced, integrated dynamic energy system, the biosoftware, or libyogiciel. It's a system of constant charge, recharge, and profound frequential exchange. The biosoftware is always interacting with the environment, constantly sending and receiving signals across multiple layers of reality. Now, notice how these specific biophysical realities actually form the very hardware our biosoftware runs on. Our cells literally emit light. These are ultra-weak photon emissions. Meanwhile, our acoustic inputs are regulating our vagus nerve via the NTS. And on a kinesthetic level, that system relies on the fascial network acting as a literal semiconductor, which is driven by the electrodynamics of structured cellular water, commonly known as easy water. So let's look at how this builds into a step-by-step cascade. When the biosoftware receives a harmonious input, be it acoustic or photonic, the nucleus tractus solitarius activates. This essentially puts the brakes on the stress axis, meaning your cortisol just plummets. Right after that, the structured water in your fascia expands, triggering a semiconducting state that allows for ultra-fast biological signaling. This is literally your system optimizing itself in real time. Section 2. Maximum coherence, a unified state. So, with the basic mechanics established, we transition from isolated systems to a fully unified state. This is where things get truly fascinating. You see, the first 35 extensions basically mapped the terrain, right? They categorized the biophotons, the fascia, the acoustic responses, but extension 36 asked the ultimate question. After the map, what happens during the crossing? What actually happens when the biosoftware hits full simultaneous coherence? When all of these systems stop acting independently and just resonate together at their absolute peak? Section 3. Frequential synesthesia, total perception. This brings us directly to the core phenomenon of that crossing. It's super important to notice the difference between these two states. Ordinary synesthesia is a neurological anomaly. It affects maybe 4% of the population. It's cross-activation in the brain, like the artist Kandinsky hearing colors or Olivia Messiaen experiencing sound as visual hues. But frequential synesthesia in the prism? Entirely different. It is a deliberately trainable state of total, multidimensional perception. It's structurally somewhat analogous to the integrated consciousness reported in advanced Vipassana meditation, or even the documented total field perception found in the 2016 Carhart-Harris studies on psychedelic states. Except here it's achieved without any chemicals, purely through the rigorous practice of the biosoftware reaching its peak. When the biosoftware hits this maximum coherence, these registers stop working in isolation and they start speaking together. So on the biophotonic level, you perceive cellular light density. What artists used to poetically describe as an aura might actually just be a highly sensitive integral probe reading the cellular photon field. Acoustically, you achieve deep phonancy. You literally read the frequential quality of voices and even silences to understand the biosoftware of those around you. And kinesthetically, you immediately perceive patterns of fascial tension and fluidity in surrounding bodies. You don't just see or hear, you perceive the environment as one unified structural whole. Section 4. The sovereign operator, a new existential form. Because this unified state fundamentally alters how an individual exists within the world. I absolutely love how this table organizes such a massive concept. It shows how the internal state creates a profound cascading effect. You start with Sigil 1, the internal state of frequential synesthesia. That state then generates Sigil 2, a specific frequential geography around you, an optimal conductive environment. And ultimately, this manifests as Sigil 3, transforming you into the sovereign operator, a form of total presence and radiation in the field. Think about it this way. The sovereign operator doesn't fight the resistance of reality. The texts draw this brilliant parallel to Nikola Tesla. Tesla wasn't trying to just defeat electrical resistance. He was looking for the perfect conductor that allowed the active force and the resistance to meet and actually produce light. In the exact same way, the sovereign operator uses their highly calibrated biosoftware to act as that conductor in the real world, turning the everyday friction of reality into coherent light and usable information.
Section 5. The Living Library, an Autonomous Organism. Finally, we have to look at what this sovereign operator leaves behind in the field. This is a massive ontological shift. The living library isn't some building full of dusty books. It's an autonomous organism that exists within the energetic and frequential interactions of everyday life. It continues to grow and evolve in the background, writing itself directly into every conversation, every interaction, and every single moment where an individual manages to perceive a deeper layer of the signal. Simply by existing in a state of maximum coherence, the sovereign operator transmits this recalibrated perception to others. Even without speaking a single word, their stabilized biophotonic emission, their regulated vagal tone, it all fundamentally alters the collective signal around them. They are contagious, in literally the best possible way, passing on a biosoftware that is no longer just their own. So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder today. As you fine-tune your own biological software, as you begin to really stabilize your own registers into coherence, how will your unique resonance rewrite the frequential geography around you? What part of the living library are you actively transmitting into the field right now? Keep thinking about that and keep exploring.